a device that is used and consistently tangible and present, and never stalled, limited, or marginalized or out of reach. We can be the them that others dreamed about if we deserve it. America, a nation defined by the bold to help, to have, and to place these that can hold present present to protect and defend the general welfare whenever possible. If we are representative, these rest of ourselves and always improvising, and whenever possible, always America, always an America for all, always vigilant.
Let me interrupt you.
Always
Let me interrupt
America.
You. Let me interrupt you,
always.
Deadpool. Deadpool, my friend, my new friend. Let me interrupt you. How close did you get towards the end there? How close were you to the end of that?
Wait, what'd you say?
How close were you to the end there of what you've written?
Wait, didn't you hear the whole thing?
I did. And how close did you get to the end there when you were just reading it?
What do you mean? How close did I get to the end?
How much did you have left?
Left what?
Of what you wrote, of the poem.
Did we cut out or something?
No. I was just wondering how much was left, because I want to use this as a creative exercise for you.
What line did you feel like?
It's okay.
What you said.
What I'm gonna do here for you, as a creative exercise.
Yeah, where did you feel like I wasn't done? Even though I was still saying something, like where did you say? Where did you think that? Like,
there wasn't any.
Like what were you?
There was no point in particular, but what I want you to do is, I want to read you a poem with a cadence, and I want to let you know when it's done, so you know how much of yourself to put in a poem, because that way, because I believe what you were writing was really strong.
For sure. But you asked like where you thought I was done.
Yeah.
Like where did you think that?
Well, I was just wondering that because as you were reading it, I didn't detect a ton of conviction in what you were reading, so I wanted to read you something in a way that it was written based on something that's fresh in my mind. So a poem that I wrote that maybe you can take something from.
Okay. Fair enough, but you didn't answer my question. Okay.
Okay, ask the question again. Where did I feel you ran out of juice in what you wrote?
Oh, wow. No, that's not what I said.
Okay.
At all.
I don't mean to insult you, if you took it that way.
So from my point of view, I was saying stuff, and then when I got near the end, you were talking.
Okay.
And then when I got at the very end, you then asked me the question.
Yes. Because I felt that was what was. I felt that was the last line.
I feel the end was, and I went, what do you mean where the end was?
So did I mess with your head when I did that a little bit?
No. Okay. No. I'm just telling you what happened after you said that.
No, I understand.
Then you asked me the question where I felt like the end was, and I went, what? Yeah. I was like, what do you mean by the end? And then, so I'm asking you now to clarify, what do you mean by that?
Well,
And then
when you write a
when I
poem,
asked that, you went off on another
when you
tangent.
write a poem, sometimes you need to read over what you write and take the best verses out of it. That way, when you get the strongest stuff of what you write, you read it, you feel a conviction towards it. I want to read you a poem that I wrote, so that you hear the stanzas as I tell you. Maybe that will work to you as far as being an
But
orator. And
what did you mean by
I want to
that?
give you I
Like,
want to give you
I
a
wasn't.
what I want to do is I want to give you a confidence in being able to read something to the next person that you come along. You know what I'm saying?
What? Okay, sure.
Because what you said at first is, when we started having this conversation, is that you said usually one of two things happens. Usually people say they'll leave when we start talking, or they'll say that they're resign. Yeah, I can understand. But what I want to do is I want to read you something that I wrote as part of something that I saw happen. It was like a response of a live stream that caused me to write this poem. So maybe you'll appreciate it. Maybe.
Sure.
Okay.
I do.
Okay. Well, here you go.
It was just I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
This
Go
doesn't have
for
a
it. Go
name
for it.
yet,
Yeah.
but here's what I have. I've got something to show you, and when I'm done showing you, I'm going to show you some more. The repression at the heart of language is the stepping stone of ritual lust. Welcome now to the smokehouse of the blind. I came to them as the renewal wind from Power's Hill. I came to them on the wings of seraphic flame, rendering barren fields of ashen dust glassy. Decrepitude made something else, perhaps something greater, fettered by toothless grins full of stench and gum. The rocks themselves rechristened. In the bonfire of the Lord himself, come bodily to his people, for in an instant burned away by its own passage, and the white heat of a rampaging god. There came into the heart of a man something terrible, the insult that in its dull pain makes life livable, and in that instant the insult itself burned away, reckoning with the ferocity for its own judgment, turns itself, laughs, and escapes into the chaos, wherein the blind laugh and cure the meat. What do you think?
I uh, I actually think that there's a moment there.
Yeah, it's a small moment. When you hear something that moves you, you almost have to keep that moment short. If you keep that moment short, that's,
Well,
you know,
yeah, and you don't.
I mean, I do, but I'm going to be barraging someone with a bunch of words. So when they get desensitized from the words, they realize the moment because I'm letting up. You
Well,
know?
your requirement is somebody understanding,
That's what poetry is. That's what good
biblical.
poetry is, right?
No.
That's the thing. Nobody knows anymore what good prose is.
It's a good use of language that you have there. No doubt.
Yeah.
Um,
It's up to the person to find worth in it. That's the point of a good poem. It's like if you keep it intense, you keep a good poem to something like 20 lines or less.
I'm not telling you that you're not aware of any of that. It's
No.
just
Well, I don't think anyone is when they feel something. If you feel
I
something,
I I I I think that at the end of the day, like your poem is to tell other people that they're stupid.
no, not at all. I don't think that's it. I don't think that's it. I mean, there's a lot of different things that you
Oh,
can. That,
you're saying so clearly that this is the way,
it's the blind leading the
and
blind.
that right
That's what you got
isn't.
off of it. That's the feeling that you got out of it, right? It made you feel a certain way. That's what you wrote made me feel. It made me feel you're angry and upset over patriotism, and patriotism being construed in a way that is a disgust and a travesty of liberty. Correct?
You basically just called everyone cunts.
No, I didn't. Calling people cunts is a matter of perspective, you know? If
Well,
if you see people, you see people living in a bad way, you can say it with beautiful words. Maybe you're waking them up to that, right? I think that
I
there's a
mean,
beauty in revealing ugly to someone, right?
yeah, but I mean, what you just said though.
Like God don't make no ugly, but if someone does something and they're revealing themselves to be motivated in the wrong ways, then they're motivated by a different is they're moving from a different drum, really, right? And that's not any different from what you were saying in your poem. So we're saying the same thing, just saying it in different ways.
I
What's wrong, Deadpool?
I was feeling like I was questioning people about how their situation is, and you were it sounded like you were telling people they're cunts
No,
for it.
it's
So
good to
I
question
just
people. You have to question people in life. You can't trust people blindly. That's the whole point, you know? If you look around and you see people doing bad things, and you only see people doing bad things, questionable things, that's going to make you that's going to send you into a frenzy because you're going to think that that's right. You're going to think that that's like accepted, you know? But you can still live however you want to live. It's just right now, maybe everyone is just putting more attention to living how they want to live than they are towards living a better life than they would be living. To me, I try and maximize what I get out of every day. Because if I don't, I'm not living a life that I'm happy with. A lot of people live their lives and they're not happy with their lives. The best thing you can do for yourself is to be happy with the way you live your life. And I try and tell everyone I know this, because if I tell people this and I say it enough, they're going to tell other people the same thing. And they're going to be touched by this. You know?
Mm. I'm not sure.
Well, we're trained
I'm just not sure.
we're trained to see the bad in things now because we're so desensitized. It's so forced into looking at what the worst things that people can parrot on and say is. That's not getting anybody further. That's not getting anyone anywhere. I think the fact that you and I are sitting here having this conversation, there's a reason for it, right? There's something for both of us to take away from this. And when we do, we're going to be changed because of it, because we're going to have had this conversation. And it's going to be changed in a good way. It's going to be changed in a way that anyone around us is going to benefit from.
Definitely, I'm thinking about it.
That's the way I live my life. You know, when I lay my head down on the pillow, I don't regret anything, doing anything or saying.
No, I don't.
Anything.
I don't want to force anyone. I don't want to treat
Yeah.
anybody badly either. Like what you're saying, the last part of what you're saying holds true. Yeah,
People
I
have to make
definitely
their own
wanna-
mistakes. If people don't make their own mistakes, then
Yeah.
you know they can't become better people. Just because we hold ourselves to a standard, we can't expect other people to hold themselves to that same standard.
Yeah, no, I don't require that either.
It just makes us righteous. And why be righteous over something like that when we can better
But
put our effort into something else? Like if I break my arm or something, I'm not going to stop doing what I do. I'm not going to stop beating on the drums just because I break my arm. If I get hit by a car, I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep doing it because I just do that, and I've done that before. That's just how I am. You can be stubborn in doing things, but you can still do a good thing. You just have to do the good thing.
Yeah.
Doing the right thing isn't easy. It's still always the right thing, you know. That's what
Yeah.
that's what nobody in life likes to accept